Superhero genre is at an all-time high in the mainstream media, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. The Dark Knight Trilogy by Christopher Nolan has been praised as being among the shining examples to beat, not just within the genre, but within the film medium. Despite the accolades and despite the immense amount of praise, there is something to be said about the true underlying metaphor of this franchise. Batman is portrayed as a capitalist hero who will always triumph over those who oppose capitalism through the use of violent methods. The villains represent those oppositions of capitalism. Ra's al Ghul is a fascist, the Joker is an anarchist, Two-Face is a rugged individualist, and Bane is a communist. Each of these villains challenge the order and stability that's established in the capitalist system of Gotham City, and while Batman serves as the capitalist protector, all these characters define why toxic masculinity is an ongoing problem in our superhero films.
To them, you're just a freak. I need you right now. When they don't, they'll cast you out.
The definition of capitalism states it's an economic system characterized by private or corporate ownership of capital goods, by investments that are determined by private decision, and by prices, production, and the distribution of goods that are determined mainly by competition in a free market, in which Marxist critique calls out capitalism as being all about capital. Bruce Wayne's backstory is drawn from the fact that he's raised in a wealthy family and then later left their fortune after the death of his parents. Bruce Wayne becomes the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, which shows us that the whole concept of Batman is only possible because Bruce Wayne is wealthy enough to be Batman. People who are considered in the middle or lower class dream about accumulating more wealth. Batman is someone we wish we could be, because the concept of his gadgets, his cool vehicles, all that is financially possible for him.
Way I see it, all this stuff is yours anyway.
In 2005's Batman Begins, Ra's al Ghul is the embodiment of fascism, an ideology that exalts nation and often race above the individual, and that stands for a centralized, autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader, severe economic and social regimentation, and forceful suppression of opposition. Ra's is characterized as a wise and noble leader who seeks to purify corruption in the world. Being the leader of a mysterious cult called the League of Shadows, he hopes to further their mission in purifying the corruption that he believes is controlling Gotham society.
The League of Shadows has been a check against human corruption for thousands of years. We sacked Rome, loaded trade ships with plague rats, burned London to the ground. Every time a civilization reaches the pinnacle of its decadence, we return to restore the balance.
As a result of their ideological differences, Batman must face Ra's al Ghul in a fistfight to save Gotham City, another example of toxic masculinity. The Joker represents anarchy, a theme that sits at the heart of the Dark Knight. Anarchy is a state of lawlessness or political disorder due to the absence of governmental authority. The Joker is an anarchist because he has no interest in power or recognition. He seeks merely to remove control from the capitalist system and watch it all collapse.
Introduce a little anarchy. Upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos. I'm an agent of chaos. Oh, and you know the thing about chaos? It's fear.
Some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
The chaotic nature of the Joker is a result of the capitalist society that created him. His theatrical style and existence are a direct consequence of Batman's presence in Gotham. This concludes with, once again, a fistfight between the hero and the villain in an abandoned construction site. The Dark Knight doesn't just deal with the anarchy in Joker, but it also shows the rise and fall of Harvey Dent as a rugged individualist. Rugged individualism is an ideology that romanticizes the individual who strikes out alone in pursuit of a goal not easily achieved, a goal that often involves risk and one that most people would not readily undertake. Much like Batman, Dent bends the rules of the justice system to take down Gotham's most dangerous adversaries. He shows no fear in prosecuting criminals that mean to kill him, and he never backs down from the mob despite their threats. Bruce envies Dent for this exact reason, because Dent is able to accomplish more than Batman ever could.
That day that you once told me about when Gotham would no longer need Batman, it's coming.
You can't ask me to wait for that.
It's happening now. Harvey is that hero. He locked up half of the city's criminals, and he did it without wearing a mask. Gotham needs a hero with a face.
Joker's plan costs Dent half his face and the death of Rachel. Dent's accident and personal loss forces him down a path that mirrors the same rugged individual ideology, except with a more toxic approach. To some degree, Dent is still clinging on to Karl Marx's idea of capital because he justifies killing people by flipping his lucky coin. This is the perfect mirror to Batman's capitalist ideals, because Dent was essentially fighting for the same cause, but has now victimized himself to becoming the ultimate criminal he tried so hard to fight against.
The world is cruel, and the only morality in a cruel world is chance. Unbiased, unprejudiced, fair. His son's got the same chance she had. 50-50.
His rugged individualist ideals lead to a toxic means of action by killing those who did him wrong. In true hero fashion, Batman takes the fall for Dent's crimes in order to protect Dent's heroic reputation. Even somehow when capitalism fails, capitalism still wins. The final ideology that clashes with Bruce's capitalist society of Gotham is none other than communism through the villain Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. Communism is a system in which goods are owned in common and are available to all that are needed. Bane, in the context of the film, strives to revolutionize the war on class. Coming from a background of a third world country, he always makes it clear that the upper class are his targets.
We take Gotham from the corrupt, the rich, the oppressors of generations who have kept you down with myths of opportunity, and we give it back to you, the people. The powerful will be ripped from their decadent nests and cast out into the cold world that we know and endure.
This direct line ties back to the concept of communism representing a system where goods are available to everyone. We see Batman duel Bane for the fate of Gotham, except this time on a much larger scale. Batman leads Gotham's police force against Bane and his mercenaries to restore society back to normal. The sequence even opens with a shredded American flag flapping in the wind above the police lined up in downtown Gotham. The climax of the film can only end with Batman making the ultimate sacrifice by taking Bane's bomb and flying it out of the city, because capitalism must prevail. Although the Dark Knight trilogy analyzes other ideological values, all three films point towards the same conclusion. Capitalism is a powerful force, especially with our superheroes. I believe it's important for the audience to recognize these themes so that we become more aware of the content Hollywood is trying to implement in our society.
No one's ever gonna know who saved an entire city.
They know. It was the Batman.